What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to go thrifting and I thought I would take you guys along. We can catch up, we can hang out a little bit. There's been some stuff that's happened recently in my life I thought I can fill you guys in on. It's a Sunday morning. We are going to go to my favorite thrift store in LA. I have a good feeling. I feel like there's good vibes in the air. I'm looking for something specific and I feel like I'm gonna find it. We're going to stop on the way and get a coffee, maybe a little breakfast sandwich, and then we will go to the thrift store. So yeah, I'm excited. So I did get a couple cute things, but I didn't get what I was looking for. I almost got something that was really close, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. And even though it was pretty cheap, I was like, I'm still gonna be looking for exactly what I want. And this ultimately is just gonna be a waste of money. And I was just gonna get it for the instant gratification. So I decided no. I think I'm gonna try to hit up one more thrift store. I found what I was looking for. I was looking for a gray, like schoolgirl kind of pleated skirt moment, and I found two that I really liked and I couldn't decide between. So I just got both of them and it was like $13. And I was seeing some skirts like that on Depop for $20 and I got two for less than that. So I'm feeling good. Today was successful. The thrift store gods, specifically the skirt gods, smiled upon me today and goals were met. So I'm gonna go home now. I need to catch you guys up on what's been happening. So the biggest update since my last video is that I broke my wrist and I have a cast. I'm actually towards the end of cast life, hashtag cast life. I get my cast off a week from today. It's been almost 6 weeks though, and I'm almost done with the cast. However, it has been a hard road, you guys. These past few weeks have been really difficult. Like, okay, so let me start from the beginning. I decided to go skating on a Sunday. I went to my favorite spot in Southern California to go skate. They have a blacktop behind the school that goes right to the sand to the beach, and there's no fences or anything. It's literally just a big old square of blacktop and then the beach, and it's so beautiful. And you have a view of the ocean. There's really beautiful sunsets. It is a little bit far from where I live. When I do skate there, it's kind of like a special thing. I really look forward to it and I was really excited. So I was gonna go do like a sunset skate. When I got there, I immediately noticed there was like a ton of sand all over the blacktop, and not like residual sand, not sand that, you know, just got kicked up by people walking or the wind or whatever. Like there was like one of those big sandbags. I don't know what it was for on the beach, but like someone had moved it over there and a corner of the sandbag had ripped, so there was like a trail of sand. Like someone had dragged it along and then there left a trail of sand. And it was was like pretty big circle kind of in the middle of the blacktop. So that already, I was just like, okay, you threw off my groove. You know, one of the things I like about the blacktop is like you can just skate and not really have to pay attention to where you're looking. You can just kind of like get in your flow zone and just vibe. But now that there was this sand trail like right in the middle, I had to be very aware of that, and I had to make sure I was like skating around it. So that should have been my first clue. Like honestly, I saw that and I should have just turned around and gone home. I kind of wanted to, but it takes like so long to drive there, so I wasn't gonna just turn around. There were also a lot of little rocks all over too, and not like the typical, you know, it's blacktop, so there's just gonna be rocks, or when you're skating outdoors there's just gonna be rocks, but usually they're like small, like pebbles. These were a little bit bigger. I mean, not like big rocks, but they were like maybe like this size ish. And again, I feel like they were brought over. Like those kinds of rocks don't just sit on the blacktop all the time. So I don't know what people were doing on the beach, bringing over all these rocks and sand and just ruining the blacktop for everyone. So I was skating backwards and there was one of those little rocks in my path, and because I was skating backwards, I didn't see it. So I skated on it. I like went in the air kind of, and I caught myself with my hand. I have a really bad habit of doing that when I fall. Thankfully, you know, I've never hurt my wrists that bad, but there have been some falls where I kind of caught myself a little bit too much with my wrist and it hurt a little bit. So I know this is a bad habit I have, and it's almost like a matter of time before I broke my wrist or something. I really can't even be too mad, honestly. Like, it's just a bad habit that I have. So I caught myself pretty much completely on my wrist, and I could immediately tell as soon as I hit the ground. I was like, it's broken. I've never broken a bone before. This is my first time breaking a bone, but they always say that when you break a bone, you can tell because the pain is so intense. Like sometimes if you get a sprain or something and you're like, I'm not sure, and they say like, oh, you would know if you broke a bone. And I knew immediately. I have sprained my ankle before, which hurt really bad, but this was like 10 times worse. And I was just like, yeah, it's broken. And I was freaking out because also, you guys, it's my right wrist. I am right-handed. So there's that. I drove myself to the blacktop. I went by myself, and I couldn't drive myself to the ER, even somewhere close by, but let alone driving all the way back to LA. So I'm like laying there, and immediately I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, you could call an ambulance, you could call an Uber. I have taken an ambulance before once in college, and it was so expensive, so I was probably just gonna Uber, but I was like, I'm also gonna have to be composed. Like I was in so much pain. I was trying not to let it show because there's people, by this point, people saw that I went down, you know, people are coming over asking me if I'm okay, so I'm trying to hold it in. So I'm gonna have to do that with the Uber too, but I'm like, that's probably my only option. Thankfully, the first person that came over was another skater, and she was just immediately like, are you okay? You know, did you hurt yourself? And I was like, this is broken. I broke my wrist. And another person on rollerblades came over and they called the paramedics. So like the beach lifeguards came over, you know, they gave me, I wish I had a picture of it. I could probably find a picture of it. It was basically like a temporary cast. Like it's almost like this huge like looking bubble kind of thing, but it's sturdy. It went around my whole wrist to kind of like give it some support, but it just looked like I had this like bubble arm, bionic arm, and then they were gonna take me in an ambulance to the hospital, and I didn't even realize what was happening at first. They were like driving me over to the ambulance and they were getting me to go in, and I was like, wait, no ambulance, because thankfully the woman roller skater had offered to drive me. She was like, you know, who are you with, anyone? I was like, no, I'm alone. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get to the ER. And she was like, I can drive you. And I honestly, like, I mean, if you can, thank you. I wasn't gonna turn that down. I wasn't gonna try to be like, oh no, you don't have to. It was like, thank you, like I need a ride to the ER. So after the paramedics like did all that stuff, she drove my car. Thankfully her husband was also there, so she called him and she drove my car, and her husband followed us in their car. They were so kind, like the kindest strangers ever. It really just like gave me new faith in humanity, you know what I mean? Thank goodness for them. I really don't know what I would have done. So yeah, I broke my wrist. They reset the bone. It hurt so bad. Oh my god, they started doing it before the pain meds kicked in, and it hurt so bad. I can't even describe how bad it hurt. But then once the pain meds kicked in, I was like, oh, you're good. You know, they were like doing whatever they need to do, and I was just like, chilling. That is the good stuff. And it happened right before October was about to start, and if you know me, you know that that was like a huge deal because October, spooky season, is like my time. It's my favorite time of year, and I had so much planned. Had a lot of video and like costume ideas that I wanted to film. I was planning on throwing a Halloween party at my place, and I was gonna go all out with the decorations. Like I just had a lot planned for the month of October, and now all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna have a broken wrist this probably like the whole month, and I was really bummed. I was really bummed like that first week or so after. I just had to like be emo and be in my feels, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let that stop what I plan to do. Like maybe one or two of the things I couldn't really do anymore. But other than that, I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I plan to do. Like I'm not gonna let this ruin my plans, and it's still gonna suck, but it's gonna suck more if I let it get me down, if I don't do all the stuff that I was wanting to do and looking forward to do because I had the cast. Like that's gonna make it way worse. So I've been persevering. For the first 3 weeks, I had a full arm cast, and that was a pain. My full forearm, and it went like a little bit past my elbow, and I also covered like all the way up to here. Basically, I think this much of fingers was showing, and I mean it hurt too much to even wiggle them anyway. So this whole arm was basically just like dead weight. I used a sling most of the time, just trying not to use my arm, and so I had my left hand, my non-dominant hand, to like do everything, which was crazy. And it just made me realize how much of an ableist society we are, and how much we do not cater to or give accommodations to people with disabilities. And like that was just a temporary disability. I honestly don't know how people with disabilities, you know, people maybe who were born without certain limbs, or like veterans, or people that have had accidents that got limbs removed for whatever reason, like I don't know how they live life, because this was just temporary for me. And like doing the dishes was so hard, trying to clean, trying to do laundry. I couldn't fold clothes. I only had one hand, and I couldn't fold clothes, and it was just crazy. And this is just stuff that we don't think about as able-bodied people. We don't ever think about it, and I think we should. I really think that we need to like realize how hard life is for people with disabilities, and they don't complain, they just do it. You know, we don't cut them any slack. We're not like, oh wow, you know, we're just like, yeah, and keep up with the rest of us, and we shouldn't. Okay, it was ridiculous. That's my rant. And it was kind of like that in my life too. I think just because I was really trying not to let this like stop me, like with work, my personal life, I was just like, no, it's business as usual. So I feel like the people around me were like, oh, okay, Erin's saying business as usual. But that was really like an oversight, a mistake on my part, because it wasn't business as usual. I needed help. I was not able to do things like my normal self, and I should have asked for more help. I should have been more like, no, actually, like, give me a break, give me some accommodations, because it was hard. And you know, I live alone. I didn't have anyone to help me around the house. I didn't have anyone to like do the dishes for me, help me clean up. So my apartment was in shambles for a little bit, you guys. I'm gonna be real. It was very much like that meme, like, damn bitch, you live like this. So then once I got the shorter cast, that was a lot easier once I was able to like bend my elbow, and I had way more use of my fingers. So I've been able to use this hand a lot more. So that was good. So that is why all my Halloween costume content has been with the cast. So that's pretty much it. Would not recommend breaking a bone in your late 20s. Not fun. Don't recommend it. I still also threw a Halloween party. Thankfully, by the time the party came around, I had the shorter cast, so I was able to more easily set up the decorations and stuff.
Almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
I was really proud of how it all came out. I worked really hard. I did the majority of the decorating that day because I'm a procrastinator. But I did it, and I did it all with a cast, and it was a really fun party, and my friends had a really good time. I think I'm gonna make it an annual thing. I think I'm just gonna always throw a Halloween party every year. I did a cast costume for my Halloween party. I did Eddie Kaspbrak, I think that's how you say the last name, one of the kids from It, and I specifically did the newest movie that came out in 2017, It Chapter 1, where Eddie breaks his arm, and he gets a cast, and some girl signs the cast and writes loser, and then he tries to cover the S with a V so that it says lover, but it's like very obvious that it says loser. That was really fun, and it was like the same arm. He did also have a full arm cast, which by the time my party came around, I had the shorter cast, but...
Hey Eddie, these are birth control pills? Yeah, and I'm saving it for her sister.
having some new subscribers here. I've been getting new subscribers on TikTok. So welcome to all the new faces. If you're just joining me because of my Halloween videos, I am very happy to have you. Yeah, what else has been going on? We did a promo shoot for the short film last weekend, which was so fun. The short film is probably not going to premiere until next year, 2025, but we do have a teaser trailer out already, and we're just working on building up our social media page. I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm just really excited for people to watch it and to see, you know, all of our hard work. Let's share the things that I ended up buying at the thrift store. First thing I got is this maroon red maxi skirt, and the brand is Free People, which we love. Good quality, expensive brand at the thrift store. I'm just always trying to find maxi skirts at the thrift store. I have such a hard time finding maxi skirts. I think A, I don't really see any, period, or if I do, they're not cute, or B, if I see them and they're cute, they're like not my size. Like, I'm tall, but I have really long legs, so when I do find pants or like long skirts, they never cover my ankles. They're like high water situation, you know? This doesn't quite cover the ankles, but it mostly does. It still definitely counts as a maxi skirt, and I do like this color. I don't really wear red a lot, but I do love maroon, especially I feel like for fall. Like, this is such a cute fall winter piece. Side. And I kind of like the waistband too, just kind of like textured. I asked for maxi skirts and the thrift store gave me maxi skirts. This one was a little bit shorter than the other one. Like, this one shows a little bit more of my ankles, but I feel like it kind of works. It's like a stretchy waistband, so I feel like I could wear this a little bit more low rise to make it cover my ankles more, or like hike it up to try to make it more like 3/4. Black and white gingham, that's like very classic print. And same with this one. I feel like this is so cute for fall winter, but this also, I feel like gingham is very like spring summer, so I feel like you could really style this piece for like any season. I was trying to find a gray like little mini skirt, maybe pleated, didn't have to be, but like a gray mini skirt vibe, and I found 2 gray little mini skirts, and I really couldn't decide between them. Like, I was like, I would wear both of these. I don't know which one I like more, so I just ended up getting both of them. And I wanted a gray skirt specifically for one of my costume videos, which I was kind of cheating because my costumes for my closet series, the whole point of that series is to show that you don't have to buy a costume if you don't want to. You just go in your closet and like get creative, see your clothes in a new way, maybe invest in a wig or a prop or two here or there, or like print something out from your office to kind of give the vibe, but you know, just get creative with the stuff you already have. That's the whole point of that series. So I'm not buying anything for any of those videos, so I did cheat. However, a gray mini skirt has been on my thrift wish list for a while now, so I cheated, but like, did I? Because I've been looking for that. Should be something I already got. So anyway, I just had to like make that disclaimer. No one besides me would know that I cheated, but I had to be honest with you guys. That was also just a really great day of thrifting. I had a really nice morning, which, you know, I shared with you guys. This was so crazy that I found this, because this was like exactly what I was trying to find, a pleated gray skirt. For my next video, I might do like a fall lookbook or just like another outfits video, styling new stuff. I could do some styling of this skirt in that video. And the other skirt is literally just gray, mini skirt, not pleated. It does have these kind of little like pleat details in the front, but otherwise it's just plain. And I also just really liked this because it's a little more, I guess, plain, but just like, you know, I feel like the pleated, it gives very schoolgirl. It's like a very specific look. I feel like this as a gray mini skirt is a little more versatile. But like I said, I just really couldn't decide. I really like them both. I would wear both of them. It was a great day for skirts. Look at me, 4 new skirts. I always try to find skirts and I have such a hard time. So it was a good thrift haul. I feel like these are very great fall wintry pieces, and I'm happy with what I got. Hope you enjoyed thrifting, spending the day with me. Thank you for watching. I love you so much, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are. See you next time. Bye.